Well, my friends, I am back. I'm back because I just didn't feel like I was through. And I had several people to send me a message after I did the boho collar. And they simply said, Jay, what if? You know, I've always called myself the what if knitter. What if we went a little longer or something? You know, and then it just came to me. You know, a lot of people don't always need a large, oversized shawl, or maybe one that we had the garter tab, and you have increases on the right side and the wrong side, and you got to keep up. And I thought, why don't I just simply try it on this particular design that I came up with? My first design was the boho collar. So this is just going to be a second version called the Boho Shawlette. The Boho Shawlette. And I'm going to go over it with you and show you how easy it is to just go from one to another simply by changing just one or two numbers. Same yarn weight, same needle sizes. Look at that. And this beautiful new chart that I found, because you know I like making charts or taking portions of charts and just doing my own thing. And I hope you give this a try, and I hope you like it. So, oh, let me show you the back. Now, look, I'm going to have to just lay the camera down just for a second. You just say hello and talk to Bird. Just for a second here. Let's see, can I get something to hold it up? Hold it up, Bird. Oh, I'm telling you, you have to learn how to jerry-rig things so that you can do what you need to do to share with your friends. Okay, now let me pick the camera back up real quick and just give you a glimpse of the back while it's hanging so that you can see it's the same as the collar. But now you're going to have more length. You can go more in the length. I've changed the neck a little bit. I've given more stitches, which I'll go over all of that with you. And then you can add more repeats in the front. You see how much longer the front will come down? That's it. Same increase in the back. All right, nothing else to do but let's get started. Let's get started and give you the second version and a new chart. Oh, Jay's I-cord Boho Shawlette. We're still in summer school for stitching 2024, and there's more to come. Back in just a minute. All right, my friends, you had a chance to look at some beautiful pictures at the beginning of the video. You saw my pretty swatch. I'll lift it up just a little bit here just so that you can see it. It goes just so dainty and pretty. There, got a little mark there. There we go. But as you can see, I've steamed it just enough, just a little bit, just so that it would open up so that you could see it. All right, now, as we get started, here is the chart, and I'm just going to real quickly, you had a picture up front of the chart, but I still like to go over the chart. There's nothing unusual about this chart. It's very simple. This chart contains 13 stitches from this beginning to the end, and however many times you want to repeat it, you just stop at the yellow highlight, go back up to this highlight, start again. And I'll give you a little formula in just a minute for the sample. But a total of 13 stitches. On the right side, empty square or box represents a knit stitch. On the back, you just simply purl back. This one's real simple compared to the bellflower. I thought, well, for those that did the bellflower, it wasn't real hard, but you know, now I want to go back and give you something a little simpler. But the stitch is absolutely gorgeous. You'd never believe you'd get this beautiful stitch from such a simple chart. This represents the right side rows, and we will just work up, and voila. All the symbols are symbols that you already know. Nothing unusual there. Now real quick, let me give you my little working formula for this sample. I like to do that just to save you a lot of time. And I'll just put it up a little closer just so that you can see that. This is the working formula for this little sample. You can work up any sample you want. This is episode 229, my little sample. I suggest a US number 8 or 9 and a medium weight number 4 yarn. You know, sports yarn or medium number 4, somewhere like that. You know, not sock yarn. Well, you can use that, but it's just you can't use these numbers. You'd have to do some more numbers because it would be too small. Just very simple yarn. All right, the chart, like I said, is 13 stitches. On this little sample, I have a border of 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on this side. And if I take 2 times 13, that will give me 26 stitches, just to practice. If I add all that up, it's a cast on of 34 stitches all the way across. Cast on 34 stitches, knit 2 rows, and just wait for me there. How easy is that to get this started? Also, for those who love scarves, this 34 stitch repeat will be perfect in whatever beautiful pastel summer color you would like. And of course, you can always add fringe at the end. Alright, cast on, knit 2 rows, and let's get started reading and working this simple chart. Back in just a moment. Alright, let's get started. We are starting in row 1. Of course, you are down here at the bottom. You've knit your 2 rows and we're ready to start row 1. I have knit ahead 3 repeats of this chart so that you can always see this beautiful stitch as you see me work it. Alright, the first 4 stitches and the last 4 on every row, we simply knit. It's just a little garter stitch. Border, so I knit my stitches, and now I'm at row 1. Place a marker. I have a yellow marker here. I put the marker. Now you had a good made a screenshot of your stitch. Let's go and work it together. Alright, we start out with a knit 1, then the symbol leaning to the left. I'm on a slip, reach back and knit that stitch. Knit 1. Make sure you knit that 1 right here. Then you yarn over. Now a stitch leaning to the right, knit 2 together, yarn over. Now I'm in the center of the chart. I knit 1 right there. Then there's a yarn over, slip, knit, yarn over, knit 1. Then I knit 2 stitches together, and I end the first repeat with a knit 1 at the yellow highlight. Well, we were doing 2 repeats, so just go back up to the beginning of the box here, and let's start again. Alright, and I wanted to put a marker here just to remind me that I was at the end of the first repeat, so I put a green marker. You may want to do one too. Alright, let's go. Knit, oops, it's very hot here. Knit 1. Alright, now slip, knit. Then it's important to knit 1, not to forget it. Then yarn over. Now symbol leaning to the right, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, knit 1 right in the center, yarn over, slip, reach back and knit those 2 together because it leans to the left right here. Now we're going to do that yarn over, then knit 1. Don't forget that, knit 1. Then you knit 2 stitches together. You may have to pull down on them on this first row a little bit. Knit 2 stitches together, and guess what? We end the row 1 with a knit 1. Now I can put another marker to represent this border. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just knit your 4 stitches. Alright, so now all you have to do is turn the work. After your borders, you would simply purl back. And I will see you, there's the purl side, right there. I will see you at row 3 on the right side. Here we are at row 3. And I'm not going to read it ahead of time because you have work charts with me now. Pretty good while, and I think you are doing just fine. So I'm going to do my little 4-stitch border. Row 3, the right side, says knit 1, okay, then a slip, slip, knit. Now the next thing is to knit 2. There's 2 empty boxes. So I knit 1, 2, then a yarn over. Now I'm going to look for my 3 friends that are always in the same alignment in knitting. 1, 2, 3. So right here, 1, 2, 3, I knit my 3, the yarn over. Now knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, knit 2, 1, 2, knit 2 stitches together. And for the first repeat, we're right here at the yellow highlight, knit 1. I put a marker, so I'm going to slide my marker just so that I can keep track of what repeat I'm on. Now I go back up to the front of the box, I knit 1, slip, slip, knit. Now don't forget, this time I knit 2. 1, 2, yarn over. I look for my 3 friends right there. I knit the 3. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, knit 2. Then I have a symbol leaning to the right, so I'm going to knit 2 stitches together. And I end row 3 with a knit 1, slide the marker for the border, and knit the last 4 stitches. Just like that. You don't see much right now because you're down here at the beginning. That's why I wanted to make sure I had enough ahead to keep you encouraged. Alright, work or purl back on row 4. I will see you on row 5. Okay, let's go and work row 5 as we're working this pretty little mystery chart just out of my big collection of lace charts. And like I said, usually I forget, of course. I don't have a picture of it. I just like to chart things. But I don't ever have a picture sometimes. And so I have to make a swatch to see what I have charted over the years. Alright, row 5. Let's go. But it's always fun. And I wouldn't have done it if the stitch was not pretty at the time that I saw it. So row 5 starts with a knit 1. And then a slip, 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 knit. Don't forget that yarn over sitting there right after that. Oh, excuse me, knit 1. Let's go back because I took my mind off the chart. We start with a knit 1. This is row 5, knit 1, then the slip, slip, knit, then knit 1 again. That one I sometimes would forget. So knit 1 again. I've done that. Now yarn over. Now we're going to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to knit 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you could write that 5 in on that line just so that you don't have to stop every time and count it if you can't remember. Yarn over, knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, And I'm at the last repeat marker, so the first repeat marker, so I'm going to knit 1. And then I'll slide the marker, and I'm back up at the front of the box again in the yellow highlight. Let's go. Knit 1. Okay, then there's a slip, slip, knit, knit 1, then the yarn over, then knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then we yarn over, knit 1. Then I knit 2 stitches together, and in the highlight I have that 1 box left, so I knit 1 to complete row 5, slide the marker, and all I have my 4 stitch border. So I knit that on every row. So just knit it real quick. This is not that complicated that you can even watch a movie or something. Okay, so now that was the end of row 5. And like I said, I'm sorry you're still down here at the bottom, but I'm telling you, once you go through the whole chart, the rest of it becomes a breeze, however many times you want to repeat. All right, row 6 will be the wrong side. I will see you back at row 7. Just to keep you encouraged. Look how pretty that is. This is just scrap yarn. That's why I had pink. I had a lot of it. All right, back in just a moment. See how quick it goes once you kind of settle in and you get a rhythm? You don't even need me on here doing it, but I look forward to knitting with you. Oh, I knit by myself, so I enjoy knitting with you. Row 7, right side. At the highlight it says knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Yarn over, knit 1. Now symbol leaning to the right, right there. Knit 2 stitches together. Then knit 1 for the center. Okay, now the next symbol leaning to the left is another slip, slip, knit. So do that. Don't forget this next knit 1. Then I yarn over. Then knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, and knit 1. Have to watch a little bit on this one. I get to my center marker right there. I slide the marker. I go back up to the beginning of the box on row 7. Let's go. Knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, yarn over. Now knit 1 stitch, then I knit 2 stitches together, then I knit the 1 stitch in the center of the chart, knit 1. Now I'm on the other side right here, so I'm going to slip, slip, knit, then I make sure I knit 1, yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, and knit 1. Row 7, slide the marker and knit my 4 stitch border. That was all the way across row 7, right side. Row 8 is the wrong side. I will see you back on row 9. Row 9. By the way, I'm sitting under the window because it's so hot here. So the bird sounds and the charm of the birds, it's free. So enjoy the birds as we knit. Right, bird? Right. All right, row 9, right side. Knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over. All right, now knit 2 again. 1, 2. Now symbol leaning to the right, I knit 2 stitches together. Then I knit that stitch in the center. Now stitch leaning to the left, so I'm going to use a slip, slip, knit. Okay, then I knit 2 stitches, 1, 2, on row 9, then the last yarn over, and I have 2 stitches, 1, 2. To end that first repeat, stop. Now I'm going to slide my first repeat marker right there. I'm going to slide it over, and I'm back up to the front of the box at the highlight. Knit 2. 1, 2, yarn over, knit 2 again. 1, 2, all right. Then knit 2 stitches together. Knit 1 in the center. Then I'm going to give you a slip, slip, knit, knit 2, 1, 2. Then the last yarn over. There should be 2 stitches left on row 9 before the marker. So I knit those 2, 1, 2. I slide the marker. Guess what? I just knit my little border. Just like this. That was the end of row 9. I will work row 10 back the wrong side, and I will see you on the last pattern row, which is row 11. All right, we are up to the last pattern row of our nice little swatch. At least I am. You're going to go ahead and practice this chart, I hope, to get a good feeling and a good rhythm. And like I say, if you decide to make a scarf, be beautiful. We want pictures of your scarves too. Just makes a great little gift or entry into chart knitting, and you come out and you feel so confident. All right, so now I've done my 4-stitch border. Now I'm on row 11, the last pattern row of our pretty little chart. It says knit 3. I've got 3 empty boxes. So 1, 2, 3. Then I yarn over, knit 1, symbol leaning to the right, so I will knit 2 stitches together. Okay, a stitch in the center, I'll knit 1, then to the left, slip, slip, knit. Turn around and knit those 2 you just slipped together. Just like that. Now make sure you knit 1, then yarn over and knit the last 3. 1, 2, 3. That was the first repeat. So now I take my eye back up to the beginning or to the highlighted front of the box, and I simply repeat it. This is what I call a panel, when I find a repeat and I just make it. I just add borders or something, extra stitches, and then I just repeat that over and over instead of our traditional repeat. So now I'm up to the beginning of row 11, so I just knit 3. It's an easy way to learn how to manage charts or just to find parts of the chart that you might like. After I do that yarn over and talking, make sure I don't forget this knit 1. So I knit 1, now I knit 2 stitches together. Knit 1 in the center. Then do the slip, slip, knit, stitch, just like that. Then, again, knit 1, yarn over, and knit the last 3. And that will take us over to our border. Each side the marker and knit the 4 bordered stitches. Okay, just to save time. Okay, so now that is row 11, the last pattern or stitch row. Now, of course, you have to turn on the wrong side and do row 12, which will be the wrong side, and purl back. You have your borders and you purl back in the chart, the center section. That's how, I forget sometimes to show the back of the work. Nice and clean and neat. You can kind of see the pattern a little bit on both sides, on the back and the front. But the front is so amazing when you get enough on your swatch. So I've repeated mine 4 times just so that I could have a nice swatch for the camera and to share with you. So now I will do my last, purl back. Then to end this video, I'm going to come back and give you a working formula just so that you're confident and go right to, just go ahead and start knitting if you decide to do this second version of our little boho collar. I'm calling this more of the boho shawlette or shawl. You know, it was, what if, Jay? What if we made it a little longer, or added something to it? Or so I tried to just work out something really nice for you to go ahead and practice. And give, like I said, build your confidence. All right, go ahead and finish your chart, and I will come back to end the video with a little more FYI information. And look, it's from that point on, it's happy knitting. All right, back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back to end this video, this little update with a second version of my boho collar. It started with, after I finished that video and people started messaging me, and I kept getting, what if? Can we make this? Seems like some people thought this was a lot easier than maybe doing the, how we do the garter tab shawl, where it's a longer, more involved shawl. You got increases on the right side, increases on the wrong side, and this is more to the point. And I said, let me just give it a try. What if? So I just found another stitch and added some numbers to it, and let me show you what I have. So this is it right away. You see, it's just like the collar, but I've added more stitches to the neck, and I've just added more repeats, depending on, how many stitches your repeat is. If you have a repeat that's 20 stitches, you certainly don't want to, you just kind of hold it up to you and see how far you want to go. But as you can see, it's the same concept. You start with an I cord. This whole thing started with an I cord. All this, you will just follow the same instructions for the boho collar, except where I've changed on this one to make it more of a shawl. All right, let's go over real quick. You can see the lace here. I just got a really pretty lace that I found, another chart. I thought I'd give you a bonus chart because after all, we are still in summer school for stitching. It's all about learning and sharing and getting you into the charts and just letting you learn how to do your own thing. The center back is just plain, but you can see this is where I did the increase. And this shawl can go as long as you want. I just stopped it here just to save time so I can get back on camera. But I could have gone a little longer. That's going to be your preference between a collar at the top of the neck or a shawl style where it goes even longer. You just want to go to the middle of the back. You don't want to make it too long. But that's your preference. So you just decide if I want to keep going with the lace and center back and all of that on each side to get a longer or more of a shawl length. Okay, and then of course, as you can see, the lace after you go do the back, then you'll repeat the same lace and the length on this side. As you're knitting back and forth, you're just going back and forth, and the only increases you have to worry about is right here in the center back. You don't have to worry about it on the wrong side or anything. Now let me move this and let me get right to my little formula so that you can try it for those that just like to have things to knit, something new. Okay, I'm early in the morning, but the cicadas, I'm going to plow right through them because it gets really hot in the afternoons. All right, so here we go. Here's my working formula. I'll bring it there. Now let's go. Like I say, the collar was the first thing that I designed. So now this is to just make a difference in the name so you can find it and see it. This is Jay's. This is the pink I-cord boho shawl, which is going to be longer in depth, longer this way if you want it. Everything is, I worked everything on a US number 8 or a number 9 circular needle. The 8 just makes the fabric tighter, and that's usually what the fabric or the yarn that I use, anywhere from sports weight to number 3 or medium number 4 weight. Usually those yarns, if you look on the band or if you're in a yarn store, you look and you see they're gauged to a number 8. I use a number 9 just to give me a nicer drape. It's not as tight as a number 8, but either one, your preference, whatever you like. This particular chart, well, let's go down here. The first thing you have to do is make an I-cord, just like we did the scarf. Not scarf, the collar. It's early in the morning, people. Like we made the collar. All the instructions, you follow the same instructions. So my I-cord was 7 stitches. And you need to go ahead and make an I-cord at least 38 to 40 inches in length, long, before you can even get started with picking up any kind of, or working any kind of the pattern. So you get that out of the way, lay it aside. Now the chart is 13, for this chart is 13 stitches. So I just simply took 4 times 13, that means 52. 52. So the lace is, you're going to have lace stitches on this side. You're going to pick up 52 stitches for the lace. Then the center I have enlarged. That first chart was I was just designing. I was just trying it. And for some reason I used 9. I think I don't know, 9 seemed to work good. But for this shawl to get more a relaxed fit and not so tight up against the neck, like a collar, a shawl you want to lay more or drop a little more to the shoulders. So I just double 9. So let's use 18 for these little shawl or the second version. So 18 stitches. And then, of course, you got to have the same number of lace stitches on this side, here and here. That's the whole idea. And then I up the border 1 stitch. So my B stands for border. I put 4 here and 4 here. Now when you add up my whole formula line, this is how I do it all the time. You add up all these numbers, you get a pickup number. And this we're picking up off the I-cord. Normally it's the cast on number, but this is a pickup number of 130 stitches. So on the I-cord, I turn it up, follow the instructions, I pick up 130. But before you pick up, remember, you leave at least a 5-inch tail of the I-cord. Okay, then you put a marker. Then you start picking up the 130 stitches. As you start picking up, if you run out of I-cord, you have to just stop the pickup, go ahead and continue the I-cord to give you more room. All that's on the collar tutorial, which I will link over in my comment section if you didn't do it, but I suggest you do the collar first. Then up your knitting and do this shawlette. Then you'll understand both, and you can pick either one at any time for yourself or for a gift. So that is it. Take a good screenshot of this so you'll have it. This is Jay's working formula. And I just wanted to give you something, just something, that little extra, just to say thank you for participating in Summer School for Stitching. I'm not done. We want to go all the way at least to the middle of August before we start thinking about our fall, what's coming up in the fall. And I just think it's a good way to get to things that I couldn't get through to during the year, but yet bring you something new also. Well, I'm going to end this video here, and I will put the link of the collar over in my comment section so that you can go ahead, and I would try both. I would do both. This is nothing but just scrap yarn or yarn that you just need to use up. So, this is Jay, and to all my friends, everyone, everywhere, every size, thank you for joining me so far for Summer School for Stitching 2024. There's more to come, so don't go far, and I'll see you in just a few. Happy knitting! Bye-bye.